James, or did that come off Michael Hennig?
I think it's a ricochet that has come off Emerson.
Yeah.
One and in the end, in general, he grabs it quite comfortably in the end, and I think perhaps the angle that you and I are watching through just slightly deceptive. Half of the 3 minutes have gone.
Well, Chelsea wanted a free kick as Abraham went tumbling. They're not going to get it. And we've still got a minute and a half of injury time to play as it's gone long by Barnsley. They're going to get another free kick, and it was a free kick. It was a blatant foul on Moen.
The only thing I'll say about this is a bit too straight, this free kick. Slightly easier to defend against, unless they're going to have a shot. But
you've jinxed it now. You
know that. Dear, yeah, don't say that. But there's a minute left. It's got to make sure we defend this set piece.
It's about 20 yards outside the area, pretty straight. And once again, it'll be Alex Moen with his trusty left foot. And this will take some defending. Every single red shirt is on the edge of that Chelsea penalty area. Nervy moments right at the end of this fifth round. The goalkeeper's up as well for Barney. It's chipped in. Zuma got his head to it. Still not properly clear, but the whistle's gone.
Okay. Well done.
That might just about be enough for Chelsea.
Yeah, defended that well. Got to get a blue header. I have to say, even though we've been architects of our own downfall, certainly causing ourselves our own problem, we have defended really, really well. There's been a lot of those headers, but a blue head always seems to get on it. None better than Tammy today. And again, at that far post, he wins the free kick. Yeah,
he's been exceptional, and it looks now as though his goal is going to prove the difference between the sides, because we've pretty much played the 3 minutes as Kerr prepares to launch this as far as he can, deep into Barnsley territory. One look at the watch from Martin Atkinson, but he hasn't blown it, and Barnsley have just knocked it long, but it should be comfortably dealt with by Rudiger, and it was, just knocks it out wide, and the final whistle has gone. You would not say it was convincing, but Chelsea are in the quarter-finals yet again, thanks to Tammy Abraham's 64th minute goal, the one piece of real quality they produced in the match, Chase.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, we made hard work for ourselves. Credit to Barnsley. They played their part in what was a very, very tight cut tie. And for large parts of it, I felt were the better side. Couldn't really take their chances, didn't make it count. When that one big chance came along, Tammy made sure that he'd tucked it away, and that was the difference between the two sides in the end. They made a fist of it. Credit to them, but a clean sheet for Chelsea ensures that we do progress against into the knockout. Sorry, they're further in the FA Cup against Sheffield United.
Yeah, ifs, buts, and maybes as far as Barnsley are concerned. Chelsea won't care about that. It's not how; it's just that you make it through to the quarter-finals. They've done that against Sheffield United in a few weeks' time. Final score from Oakwell. It's finished Barnsley 0, Chelsea 1.
Welcome back to Matchday Live. Chelsea are through to the FA Cup quarter-finals after Tammy Abraham taps home the Chelsea winner. The Blues had to work hard for it, but have come through a tough test at Barnsley to win the game 1-0. Claire, good goal from Tammy. Thought his all-round play was brilliant today, but the build-up, Chelsea Twitter always goes just extra when there's ever a goal that's created in Cobham, and that's all it's about. Gilmour to Reece to Tammy. What a goal.
It was a fantastic move, wasn't it? Academy players really linking up. I think it was a frustrating game, wasn't it? It was very nervous at the end. Tammy had a fantastic game, I thought. He was the best out of a bad bunch, really. But he was one of the positives. I think he made so many clever runs, and sometimes he wasn't being fouled. But look, he got the goal. He won the penalty that wasn't given. It's great combination in the end. There's a bit of a shout for offside, right? But there was no VAR, so... I'm staying quiet with that.
To be honest with you, to start with, I wasn't quite sure, but I think on a couple of replays I've seen, I think he's level. Let's give him that. So VAR might have, who knows, but I think he was level. But that's his fourth FA Cup goal this season, joint top goal scorer in the FA Cup this season. In terms of the challenge that was laid down to him before the game, like we were all talking about in the pre-match show, you get your opportunity, you take it. As a centre forward, when you're scoring goals, whenever you're in the team, you're laying that down. 12 goals this season for Tammy now.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, we spoke so much about how many players here could take the opportunity to get into the first team. And there's not many, I think, after that game we can properly say, but Tammy is definitely one of them. He did it all today. He did what he tried to do. Probably a bit unfortunate not being found enough. He made some quite intelligent runs, actually, that I thought if we tried to find him, he was through on goal. He was very good today, out of, as he said, a poor performance. And then even defensively, he kept us in that game. If it's not him there with his height, I don't know if anyone else is getting it to it. He's proper reaching for it, got it over the bar, deserved man of the match. Yeah, he took it with the chances. I thought Zuma was also okay today, and so was Billy. The rest, it was a rough day out, and the pitch definitely didn't help at all. I'll say that for nothing. But as for Tammy, he can go home with his head held up high.
The games like tonight, Jay, it's about getting through, isn't it? I personally, I would happily take a 1-0 win in every FA Cup game if it means that you lift the trophy at the end of the season. So it's about getting through games like tonight, because like we alluded to before the game, there's not a huge amount you can win tonight from a Chelsea perspective. You're expected to go through, you're expected to win the game, you're expected to perform well. So as long as you do go through, you focus on the next game. And overall, Thomas Tuchel will be happy that we've got through to the next round tonight.
Yeah, and I think we need to give him some credit as well, because he changed it at half-time. He recognised that we weren't getting out from the back, and they were squeezing us. It was easy to squeeze the three centre-halves, and we weren't having that extra man in the middle of the park. And, you made the point there about our smaller midfielders. It felt like it. It felt like we had a small midfield. It felt like we were getting dominated. He put Ziyech in that number 10, went to a 4-2-3-1, put Ziyech at number 10, and they actually couldn't quite work out how to deal with it, and they had a really slow start to that second half, and I felt that took all that change, bringing on Reece, and a little bit more physicality in the game, and that was really where I felt that the game turned for the first time in our favour, and it was a bit about then. We've got the quality, and can we come up with a piece of skill, piece of magic? And as it turned out, it comes straight out of Cobham. Brilliant ball from N'Golo into Billy Gilmour, who then plays a lovely pass out to Reece, who gets in beyond their wing back. And that's what that change gave Reece a little bit more license to get up there as well. And he played the ball. He was onside because the ball was played behind the angle that I've got here at Stamford Bridge. It showed he was about that much onside because the ball was played back, and in naked eye you couldn't see it. So I think we should give the manager some credit, because at half time he made the changes which turned the game in our favour.
Completely agree. And Claire, we've all commented on how good Callum Hudson-Odoi has been since Christmas and the turn of the year. He's been, for a lot of people, I think he's certainly in the conversation for Chelsea's most consistent and best performer when he's played. But also, a little bit of credit to the manager for trusting him to play a number of different roles. He's played right wing back, he's played as a 10, he played on the left-hand side as a left wing back tonight as well in the second half, or a left winger when we went to a 4-2-3-1. Like the manager is clearly trusting him, and like Jason said, when you change the system and you've got someone as adaptable as Callum Hudson-Odoi already on the pitch to be able to accommodate, that's a huge bonus and positive going forward, no matter what system he plays.
Yeah, you know what? You need these players to be sponges, so you take on the tactical information that Tuchel has given these players. I think he's thriving, isn't he? He's not kind of, you see some of the players seem like they're not having a good time. Pulisic didn't look too happy. Ziyech didn't look too happy. But, the likes of Hudson-odoi look like they're absorbing the information that's given. They're taking the challenges with both hands. But the adaptability. We spoke about it before the game, didn't we? I think if you're going to do well in Tuchel's side, you need to be an adaptable player.
Completely right. And Zach, we mentioned before the game about Andreas Christensen. Obviously, in terms of he played exceptionally well since he's coming in for Thiago Silva on the injury. Obviously, Andreas come off at half time. We hope it's only precautionary because he seems to get a little bit of a knock on the head a couple of minutes before the break. Obviously, we'll know more about that. So make sure you stay tuned to the app, the Fifth Stand app, and also to our social media channels. We'll keep updated over the next couple of days, I'm sure. But with that kind of takes on a little bit more importance to know that we can switch to a 4 if we haven't got the personnel to play in a 5 or in a 3, or also, Emerson playing in a 3 today. We thought it was a little bit of a kind of a gamble, but now potentially it might be something that we'll see going forward.
Yeah, I think it's more options to see the level. I mean, if you're going to try something, a game like this is probably the best situation to do so. I think Jay mentioned it earlier. Look at Liverpool, right? They have a situation where they've got no centre-backs. And so to see for us that Emerson can actually do a job there, or can at least we tried it, just gives Tuchel that knowledge that, okay, it may be a possibility if worse comes to worse. I mean, I don't know whether we'll see that again, or who knows over the coming weeks or so. But yeah, I mean, he played a 4-back at PSG, played a 3-back at Dortmund. The Chelsea squad has the players capable to do both, depending, I think, on our opposition or depending on the situation of the game. And we know from history that he's more than happy to change the formation several times during a game. And I think it keeps it fun, it keeps it refreshing, and it also for the opposition keeps them wondering what's going to happen. Because I think at the moment everyone is kind of expecting Chelsea to play a 3 at the back, and now that we've just played 4 and kind of had a better time doing so, it leaves, I guess, Newcastle on the weekend going, okay, I've got no idea, especially if, say, maybe Christensen is also out injured. We don't know. Hopefully he's on the mend. It did look like he got caught by the boot straight after when he was getting back up. But yeah, no, I think formation wise it's definitely good to try things. Just thankfully we got the win as well.
Jay, so like Zach was saying there, Thomas Tuchel's got a reputation for changing formations a couple of times during games almost. I mean, we saw it again tonight, going from a 3 to a 4. And when you're a player and you know that your manager's got that sort of, I suppose, that foresight to be able to change things in the middle of the game, does it add a little bit more onto like what Claire was saying earlier about being adaptable as a player and being ready to take on new information and being, I suppose, willing as well to play a number of different roles during a game?
Absolutely. I mean, it's a great point, McClare, talking about Callum, right? So Callum has played a number of different positions already in the short time that Tuchel has been here. Clearly, he can trust Callum, and he can play him out right wing back. He can play him left of a 3 if he fancies that as well. He can play him in behind the front man. So you've got a player there that whatever system you play, you've got someone that can slot in 2 or 3 positions, okay? And he's got someone that can affect the game on that. And I thought Callum played well tonight. I mean, I agree with you guys. I thought Tammy was excellent, in both boxes. Defensively was superb. And you've got to do that. You've got to do that dirty side of the game. But you want to be adapted. You want players to be adapted. We've got excellent, technically gifted players that can adapt and should be able to adapt. Ziyech, okay, on that right-hand side first half, or the right of it in behind Tammy, didn't really have the influence. I've just seen the goal again there, and actually it was N'Golo's ball first into him, which draws players around him in that 10, which allows the ball to pop out and then gets transferred onto that right-hand side. So he had a big say in the way the game went as well, because he's adaptable. You've got Reece that can play in a 3, you're absolutely right. You need to have that. You just hope that you're one of those players that the manager sees and wants to be part of a 4 or a 3, or whether it be a 3 across the middle or a 4 across the middle. You just want to be in his plans.
Claire, little word on Billy Gilmour, because, it obviously started alongside N'Golo Kanté today. I thought Billy was, again, he does what Billy Gilmour does, where he looks so tidy and so composed and calm in possession. He always keeps the ball very well. But in this, if it's going to be a 3 or 4 across the middle with the double 6 that Thomas Tuchel has referenced a couple of times, that surely seems like a perfect position for Billy, doesn't it? In terms of getting on the ball and spicing the tempo up as quickly as possible, reusing the ball.
It does, and I think it's difficult for him, and the competition has got in that position.
So Claire, I'm so sorry to interrupt.
Okay.
Oh no, sorry. Carry on. We're waiting for Thomas Tuchel. You carry on, but at some point I might have to dive in.
Yeah, look, Gilmour. We spoke about him. He's adventurous with the ball. He's brave. He's young as well, and this experience will put him in good stead. But the competition that he has, is he going to get over the two other sixes in there? I'm not quite sure yet. But look, he hasn't gone out on loan, so obviously there's a future this season for him.
Definitely, and I suppose in games like tonight, when you get the opportunity and you play as well as you do in that role, then you are certainly amongst the conversation. I mean, there's Thomas. Hopefully, Thomas Tuchel will be with us at some point soon. Apparently, he's walked straight past to do another interview first. So I think Matt Davies-Adams is going to be having a brief word with him soon. Don't worry about that. But it's cold out there. We'll keep Matt waiting a little bit longer. It's fine. Zach, we've got obviously Sheffield United in the next round of the FA Cup now. You look at the other draws in terms of Everton hosting Man City, Bournemouth, Southampton, Leicester, Manchester United. In terms of league position for Sheffield United, this is going to come at a time when Premier League is going to be, very, very, very important for them. Do you think that the tie favours us in terms of who we could have drawn? Is this one of the two most favourable ties, would you say?
Yeah, for sure, 100%. We beat them just a couple of days ago, and as you said, they, depending on how many games are coming thick and fast, if they've got a game maybe 3 days later, or they've just played a game 3 days beforehand, it may be per se a weaker side. But the thing is, they caused us trouble in that last game. It wasn't easy at all. I mean, Werner had a fantastic game, and his pace really helped us out. And they'll look at that and they'll analyse that game, and they'll know that, okay, we know what to do. We know what we did wrong here. We caused them so many issues going forward, and made it really tough for them. It's definitely a game that will be favourite for again. And compared to, say, playing against your Everton, your Leicester, your Cities, it is a much more positive pull. However, it's not going to be easy. I think from here on out in the FA Cup, I mean, just even today, it's not going to be easy all the way to that final. Just like in every cup competition, none of them are easy wins. You've got to earn it.
Completely right, mate. Completely right. Well, make sure you stay with the fifth stand tonight, because we will have interviews from Tammy Abraham and the boss, Thomas Tuchel, as well. So make sure you stay across that. You can get all the post-match reaction, including those two interviews and highlights of the match, a little bit later on. It's cold out there, so they'll definitely get it done very quickly. Don't worry about that. Tomorrow afternoon, Thomas Tuchel will be speaking to the press, previewing our Premier League game with Newcastle United. And make sure you join us for the game on Monday evening on Matchday Live. We are back at the Bridge, looking for a fourth consecutive league win. Lovely job. Chelsea are into their 15th FA Cup final in the last 21 seasons. Sheffield United are next, 90 minutes away from a Wembley semi-final, 270 minutes potentially away from a 9th FA Cup. You've got to believe, haven't you? Thank you for joining us. Good night.